In this video, we're going to see the part 3 on accommodation bill. Before you proceed, do check the part 1 and part 2 and the link is available in the description below. The question says, Anil draws a bill for 9,000 on Sanjay on 5th April 2016 for 3 months, which Sanjay returns it to Anil after accepting the same. Anil gets it discounted with the bank for 8,820 on 8th April 2016 and remits one-third amount to Sanjay. On the due date, Anil fails to remit the amount due to Sanjay, but he accepts a bill for 12,600 for 3 months, which Sanjay discounts it for 12,330 and remits 2,220 to Anil. Before the maturity of the renewed bill, Anil becomes insolvent and only 50% was realized from his estate on 15th October 2016. Pass necessary journal entries for the above transaction in the books of Anil. The first line in the question says, Anil draws a bill on 9,000 on Sanjay on 5th April 2016 for 3 months and Sanjay accepts the same. So here Anil draws a bill on Sanjay on the amount 9,000, bill drawn on the amount 9,000 for 3 months, and Sanjay also accepted the bill. So for Anil it's going to be bills receivable and for Sanjay it's going to be bills payable. Now Anil gets it discounted with the bank for 8,820. So Anil discounts the bills receivable from the bank for 8,820. So the remaining amount, which is 180 rupees, is the discount which is incurred by Anil. Now Anil remits one-third amount to Sanjay. So from the bill which is discounted from the bank, he remits one-third amount to Sanjay. So Anil remits one-third of the amount. The amount Anil remitted to Sanjay would be 8,820 divided by 3, which is 2,940, plus even the discount, which is 180, and 180 divided by 3 will give you 60. So he remits a total amount of 3,000. And then what happens is that Anil fails to remit the amount due to Sanjay, but he accepts a bill for 12,600. So the remaining amount, which is 6,000 rupees, Anil fails to remit to Sanjay. So what Sanjay does is that he makes another bill for Anil. And before that happens, Sanjay would honor this bill to the bank. So now Sanjay draws a bill on Anil for 12,600 and for 3 months, and Anil also accepted the same. After this, Sanjay discounts the bill with the bank for 12,330. And the remaining amount would be 270, which is the discount amount. And the total will give you 12,600. After this, Sanjay remits 2,220 to Anil. So what Sanjay does is that after he gets the bill discounted at the bank, he remits a sum of 2,220. Now, when you remit an amount to the other party in the second bill, you'll have to remit even the discount, but the discount cannot be calculated directly. So you have to use some formula for that. So the formula I have explained in the previous video. So if you haven't watched the previous video, do check that out before you continue with this video. So the formula was discount in the current bill divided by net amount after discount into amount already due in the first bill plus amount transferred in the second bill. So the discount in the current bill which Sanjay had to bear is 270 divided by the net amount after discount, which is 12,330, into, in brackets, amount already due in the first bill. So the amount already due by Anil to Sanjay in the first bill was 6,000. So 6,000 because the bill was drawn for 9,000. Bill was drawn for 9,000. In that he remitted 3,000 to Sanjay. So 6,000 was the remaining amount he had to remit to Sanjay. So it gives 6,000 plus the amount transferred in the current bill. So Sanjay transfers 2,220 in the current bill. So this would give rupees 180. So this 180 rupees is the discount amount which is also remitted by Sanjay. So total which was remitted was 2,400. Then in the last line they say, before the maturity of the renewed bill, Anil becomes insolvent. So Anil, who is a bills payable in this bill, becomes insolvent. So he dishonors the bill. And then 50% was realized from his estate. As he became insolvent, 50% was realized from his estate on 15th October 2016. So let's start with the journal entries. So first, Anil draws a bill on 9,000 on Sanjay for 3 months at 5th April. So at April 5th, Anil draws a bill on Sanjay. So Anil will be bills receivable as asset increases you debit it to Sanjay. Here in accommodation bill, Sanjay will be your creditor because you have to pay him back the amount which he helped you in, and the amount would be 9,000. Now after that, Anil discounts this bill with the bank on 8th April. So on April 8, Anil discounts the bill with the bank, so he received some money. So your asset increases, so you debit bank account, and you also bear some discount, so you debit discount account as it's an expense. 2 bills receivable asset reduces. So the bills receivable was for 9,000 and it discounts it for 8,820. So the remaining amount of 180 would be discount. Then Anil remitted 1/3 of the amount to Sanjay. So on 8th April, Anil remitted 1/3 of the amount to Sanjay. So Sanjay was a creditor. As now we have paid the creditor some amount, our creditor decreases, so we debit it. So Sanjay account debit to bank or cash to discount account. So we remitted of amount of 2,940 to Sanjay, and we also received a discount of 60 rupees. So the total amount remitted was rupees 3,000. Then what happened is that we couldn't pay the remaining amount, so Sanjay drew a bill on Anil. So here Anil becomes bills payable. So on 8th July, Anil becomes bills payable. So here Sanjay account debit, as Sanjay account is a debtor because he's supposed to pay us back the money which we are helping him in, to bills payable, because bills payable is a liability, we are crediting it, and the amount would be 12,600. Then Sanjay discounts 12,330 from the bank, but this wouldn't affect the journal of Anil because he is not in the part of the transaction. And after discounting, Sanjay remits some amount to Anil. So the entry on 8th July, the same date, would be bank account debit because Sanjay remitted some amount to Anil, as Anil is receiving some cash. So an asset increases and we debit it. And discount account debit. Here Anil has to bear the discount to Sanjay account. So Sanjay was a creditor and now he has paid us back some amount, so he becomes a debtor. And the amount is 2,400. In that, 2,220 was remitted by bank and the remaining 180 was discount. So this 180 you can check in the previous part. Then what happens is that we were not able to honor the bill as we became insolvent. Anil became insolvent and he couldn't honor the bill. So we'll have to put the entry for bills dishonored. So on the maturity date, which is October 11th, the bill was dishonored. So bills payable account debit to Sanjay account. And the second bill amount was 12,600. Finally, what happened is that Anil becomes insolvent and only 50% was realized from his estate. So now Anil has to pay some amount to Sanjay. Now this amount could be found very easily by using this. So in the first bill, Anil draws a bill on 9,000 from Sanjay and Anil remits amount of 3,000 to Sanjay. So the remaining 6,000 on the first bill, Anil had to remit to Sanjay. So now Anil is liable to pay Sanjay rupees of 6,000. And in the second bill, what happened was Anil was bills payable and Sanjay remitted the amount of 2,400 to Anil. Now Anil couldn't honor the bill, so the 2,400 which he gained an advantage for, he has to pay back Sanjay. So now Anil is liable to pay 6,000 and 2,400. So after adding both these amount, you get the amount of 8,400 which Anil has to pay Sanjay. So on October 15th, he became insolvent and only 50% was realized. So Sanjay is a creditor now, and now we have settled the account with the creditor. We have to cancel the creditors, so we debit the creditor. And the amount we debited will be 8,400. Now we can only pay him 50%, which is 4,200, and the remaining amount of 4,200 will be to deficiency. So this would be the end of the video, and thank you so much for watching.